Hey, it's recording.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. We are back. You
We're
can't get
back.
rid of us.
We've got an exciting one today. It brought back loads of memories when I was thinking about the topic.
That's a really good idea. Thank you to your wife, Tracy, for coming up with this. She's a genius. She's a genius.
Yeah, this will be fun, I think.
I think so. What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about games that have inspired really good memories for us. Games that stuck with us.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I have some games on my list that the memories are not great. I just remember them.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't even think about that. Oh, I should have thought about that.
Yeah.
Like that like it stuck with you because it was such a terrible experience.
Not it was they're all I think they're all most of them are funny. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
only you guys will understand, like board gamers. Other people will
Yeah.
not get the jokes. So that's how I looked at it.
That sounds good. I wish I'd thought of that before I made my list.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do it. Oh, are you playing a game later? We are, right? We're gonna ask
We
a
always
question.
play a game. We'll play a game.
Okay, sounds good. Very good. So stay tuned for that, guys. All right. So let's do it. Why don't you get us started?
Oh, you want me to start? Let me bring up my list. All right. I think I've told you this story maybe off like off
Cameron.
stream,
Hmm.
but Pandemic Legacy Season 1. When it first came out, Tracy and I played it, and I love Pandemic. Tracy likes Pandemic as well. And we played it, and it was so good that we played the entire thing in a weekend. Like,
Wow.
we just could not stop playing it. We played it for 2 days straight until we finished the entire thing. And it had some shocking moment. Like, if you've played it, you'll know. I'm not going to give anything away, but it had some really shocking moments in it within the game itself, like within the game narrative.
Hmm.
But the reason it's stuck in our minds, and we always think about this, is to stop the pandemic from spreading in that legacy game. The only choice we had, well, it wasn't the only choice, Annabelle, but the best choice we had was to block in Asia. And we blocked in Asia and we let them die to save everybody else. So
Okay.
it's stuck with us that it was such an awful decision. But we had to do it because of the way the game was working to basically keep the game going. And yeah, it's always stuck with us. Even when obviously we were dealing with coronavirus, with our
Right.
own pandemic, we
Hmm.
discussed that, like how that game went.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, Asia probably has one of the biggest populations. Do you kill? And then, second and last, let's have a second of silence for all of the Asian people.
Yeah, it could have been anywhere. It just happened to be Asia. It could have been the
I know.
US.
I understand.
Anywhere. There's nothing racist in it.
No, it was
Okay,
you
it was
did what
just
you
the way
had to
the story
do. You did what you had to do. And it's I know, and I know we're talking about this is a game. So, but sometimes people like doctors have to make, or not doctors, but like they have to make those kind of decisions.
worked.
And they're tough decisions. Luckily, this is just a game, and nobody really died, even though we've already given them our respects. But but
It
yeah.
was tough though. It was a tough decision. I think I told you before that Rado on his channel, he covered the game and he was talking about something that had happened again. I think it might have been to do with Asia. And he started crying in his video. That's how much it affected him.
Mhm.
Such a good game. If you haven't played it, I know it's been around for a while now, but if you haven't played Pandemic Legacy Season 1,
Mhm.
get it.
You recommend it. Okay.
100%.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then you love pandemic, so of course you recommend pandemic.
I
Any
do.
any.
Oh, it's so good. What you got?
All right, so I'm gonna start with one of like the ones that I was talking about. I do have some that are good memories, but this one is. It's not that it's a bad memory. It was just something that we thought it was. I'll just tell you the story. So
Okay.
it's Dominion. I think most board gamers have heard of Dominion and know Dominion. Okay, yeah, there you go. So if you know Dominion, you know that there are three in most games. There's three victory point cards that you attempt to get. Right, one is worth one victory point. Another one is, I don't know the names. I don't remember. Duchy, Estate. Right, one is worth 3 victory points, and the biggest one is worth 6 victory points. Costs 8 gold to acquire. So we were playing, and it was a lot of people. I don't know how many people Dominion holds, but I know it was a big table. Like, we were going around, and Dominion is pretty much a solitary game. Like, on your turn, you do your stuff. There's not a lot of like take that or yeah. We were going around the table, and I don't remember how many we were, but we were a lot. And I had a lady sitting next to me, so she went before me, and every time she would, it was her turn later in the game, and she would get to 8 gold, she would go, what should I buy? I don't know what to buy. And everybody else around the table would look at each other like, if you have 8 gold, you don't think about it. You buy the 6-point card that actually triggers the end of the game, and you win, lady. But, it would have been, I wouldn't have remembered it if it happened once.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it happened.
With the same lady?
Same lady. Every time we were like, oh, here she comes. And, I don't know in your household, but here in Florida, when I play Dominion with the group of people that I usually play with that we know the game, whenever we play our cards and we are up to 7 gold, we call it the ugly 7. Because we just call it that. We're like, I got the ugly 7, because you can't afford the the $8, the 8 gold card. So you have to figure out what to buy. But when you get to 8, lady, you know what to buy.
That's so weird. Was she doing it to wind you all up, I wonder? That's hilarious.
So needless to say, she didn't win.
Yeah. Maybe she was just really bad at the game.
I don't know. I don't know hers. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. So like I said, it's a memory. I will always remember. And a lot of people that I had at least 1 or 2 friends there. We always remember the lady. I don't know her name, but we remember her as the lady that didn't know what to do with 8 gold.
Yeah, that's genius. I love it. Yeah, I can see why it's stuck with you. That's funny. It's a good story as well. Right, let me see my next one. I don't have any ladies on my list, sadly.
Okay.
All right, my next one's Sagrada, and the reason that it's dear to me and sticks in my memory is, firstly, I have a video on my YouTube channel, and it's me playing it with my grandson when I think he was 3, so he's young, and just the little comments that he would make in that video, like, it's getting hard for you, Nonna, but not me. Choose this one.
It's getting harder for you, not me.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And just like, and if I'm having a really bad week and I'm feeling really down, I can pop that video on, and it just immediately brings me love and light. It makes my day. And his little comments like, it's the score tracker. And then he would count like how many turns we'd had or whatever on there, and just that joy of the back and forth with him, because he doesn't really play board games anymore, as you know. He plays video games, Fortnite and Minecraft and Roblox and all those things. So I'm glad that I've got that in video format that I can look at.
That is such a joy to play with people you love in general. I don't have any kids, but when I play with my friends, it's always a blast. Especially games that there's interaction, right? Because that's a lovely story. And then it's too bad that we lost him to the 2D world.
Oh, he's definitely lost. Yeah, he's gone. He's down that rabbit hole.
It happens. Nowadays, I believe kids are born with like an iPad in their hands or something.
Oh, 100%. Because they use them at school as well, so it's a constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so my next one is a story or a memory from the game Chronicles of Crime. I don't know if you've ever played that game.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know the game, I'll give you a little bit of an ante. So when you play Chronicles of Crime, it's really cool because you have this QR codes, I believe, for like evidence and stuff like that. But the best part of the game is you have these little goggles that you can put on you put on your iPhone or on your whatever phone you have. And when you do that, you can see the crime scene, or whatever, wherever you are. Basically, it's the crime scene most of the time, or the an apartment of a suspect or whatever. And you kind of see it like in 3D. I don't remember if it's 3D or not, but you can see it and you can look around.
Yeah.
And no matter where you turn your head, you can see all the details. And then you're supposed to start like screaming like the details, and people will frantically try to find the car. So that's the game. So. Yeah. I made the mistake, I guess, of playing it with a person that doesn't play, like, not a gamer, somebody that doesn't play board games very often. And so we started playing, and it was really cool. But then I guess the person got really excited of the uniqueness of the game, because it is a unique game in that respect, Okay, so that person literally took the game away from me and completely left me sitting in a corner, and she made all the decisions. She just,
oh no,
it was like I wasn't even there, to the point where I had to tell her, hey, listen, I know you're having a great time, but like I want to play too.
Oh no.
Yeah, sometimes it backfires when you show your cool toys to other people.
Yeah. It's good that she was enjoying it though, right?
Too much. Yeah, okay, detective.
Yeah. That's good. It's good that you it's giving you a good memory, right?
I will always remember that I didn't get to play, but I've played it by myself many times, and it's a really good game. It has a couple of expansions and stuff, like from different eras, which I think make it interesting. Of course, with any game that is app driven, at some point the fear is that the developers will stop supporting the app, and then you have a box pretty much. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I like that one. Alrighty, let me see my next one. Oh, this one's got to do with you. The first time we played Demio together in VR.
All right, boys, what's the plan of attack here?
We gotta get the key, and then we gotta go to the exit.
I'm trying to take out this little spider-looking thing.
Do it, John. Take it out.
Where are we going? We going here? Ooh, a chance. Oh, we got a card. Ooh, nice.
Do I need to save you?
What's the card? You got a card?
Okay, hang on. I got this.
That was my first VR board game as well. I hadn't played any before that with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really fun.
It was.
Because you're there and I'm here, and we were playing a board game together. It's amazing.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. We should do that again. Those were fun times.
Yeah.
Because we, like I said, we never get to play games together. We talk about games all the time, right? But the actual playing a game together, we don't get to do that, obviously, because of distance. But that, helped us to gap that bridge. And then we could just, while we played the game, we would always talk about something else in between a little bit, and then go back. And it was good memories.
Yeah, it was like we're at the same table, but on other sides of the world. It's brilliant. And there's a new app coming out, that All on Board that I sent you, and it uses proper board games.
So, but it's not out yet, right?
It's not out yet, no.
Yeah. Okay, because I believe it was around winter time, and I know we're in winter because it's cold in Florida.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that when it comes out.
Yeah.
Make more memories that we get.
There we go, and hopefully a game that's a little bit more balanced, because I think the problem with Demio was that we kept losing, not losing, but
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard.
It is. I think it's too hard. I think it's you're doing 1 to 3 damage to a monster that has 8 damage or 26 damage, and then once you kill him or her, another one comes up.
Another one appears. It's tough,
Yeah.
but it was fun.
But it was fun. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So my next one is actually Roombound. I know a lot of people know Roombound from Fantasy Flight Games, which to me is already. This is not the memory, but I just remember that my brother's name is on the credits for the game because he helped develop the. So just that in itself already it should be on the list. But
Cool.
on top of that. I went on a cruise, and I was a brand new board gamer, so this was a long time ago. And I happened to have gone on a cruise that around that same time, and I brought Roombound with me. And I remember that because I was new to games, and especially Roombound is it's not complicated now that I'm a board gamer, but back then to me it was like a monster of a game. We set it at a table somewhere in the cruise because cruise your rooms are tiny, so you have to find somewhere place. So we set it up at a table, and it took us 6 hours to finish that game. Yeah, 6 hours of
I would die, Annabelle. 6 hours.
6 hours. So of course, luckily we were in a cruise. So what's the good thing about a cruise? There's always food available, so we could eat while we were playing and go get a drink and come back and do all that. But I do remember a lot of people walking by and being like, what in the world is that? Like what game is that? And that is always such a cool feeling when your game has a presence that invites others and they'll sprout conversation. Like you'd be like, oh well, this is a game about this and that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, it's funny how like we do that as well. If we go on a cruise, we take a couple of games, usually small things like the Mind or whatever, small box games. 6 hours though.
Yeah,
that's a no from me.
Mm-hmm.
You can play Twilight Imperium in less time than that.
I can play it in like 45 minutes now, but back then, I had to go back to the rules, and when you play this, I should say this is why we have a board game channel. Like for me, that's really what it's about. And I get so many comments from you guys saying thank you because it helped me speed up the learning of the game. And that's exactly why I do it. I go through the trouble of learning the rules and then trying my best to get them right. Not that I always do, so that you guys can, when you read the rules, if you want to read them, then it all makes a lot more sense. But I didn't have that back then.
Oh God, you've blown my mind. Is that the longest game you've ever played? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's a long time.
If you don't count like Gloomhaven, which if you don't count the whole campaign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, this one's this one's more of a party game than a board game. Cash and Guns. I think it's up there somewhere. Cash and Guns. We had a big I can't remember what it was, some kind of celebration, and we had a lot of friends come over, non-gamers, like non-gamers, Monopoly gamers, and they said, oh, why don't we play one of the games that are in your thing? And I was like, oh, what can I get out? So I got out Cash and Guns and the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I started handing out those foam guns,
yes,
interest, they were like, what is this? What is this? And the actual game, so easy to explain how to play it and to understand it. They were in, Annabelle. They were in, and they were in, not in full character, but they were in character. And it was freaking hilarious. Watching all these non-gamers with these guns, pointing at each other. And, some of them were using mafia, accents and things to get across the point. And just a brilliant memory, just really cool how it just immediately sucked them all in. Even though they had no idea about modern board games.
Right. Wow. I love that they actually got into the game. You can tell
they got so into it that there's a photo somewhere. I'll see if I can find it and edit it in. And it's them sort of all Charlie's Angels posing, laying on the ground with the gun, and brilliant.
That's
really
awesome.
Good. Yeah.
If you find it, include it here so we can all see it.
I'll try and find it because it was a really good night. And the fact that they weren't gamers and they just got so into it was really good. I
Yeah,
was
that's
proud of
why.
that choice that night, Annabelle. I was like, yeah, you chose the right game, girl.
Yes, you did. And you know what? I feel like that's really hard to do when you have people that are not gamers. What game do you pick? How do you know what's good? Because obviously, not all games are free. Even for us, I like some games. Actually, we are a perfect example. The games I like are not your cup of tea, and the games you like are usually not my cup of tea. Although there's some that work for both. So it's really hard when you have people that are not gamers to pick a game that you think, oh, because, and you only have one chance, because if they don't
Yeah.
like that game, that's it. They're gonna say, no, board game's that. You're like,
Yeah.
no, dude. So good job. You
Yeah,
did it
good
right.
job that night, Annabelle. I'll pat myself on the back.
Yeah. All right. So my next one is a game that kind of lends itself to memories. Battlestar Galactica.
Ah,
I feel like any game, like what's the other game? Oh my gosh, now I just forgot the name of it. Oh god, but like
and winter.
yes, thank you. That was exactly the name I was looking for.
It's on my list.
Or the thing. Any game that has a trader, I feel like those games really can bring out memories. And definitely, I remember Battlestar Galactica. We had a silent amongst our group. And I think it was 4 or 5 people playing, maybe 4, and then we were all friends. And so my friend Alex uh, was playing with my friend Annan, and then Annan got to see Alex's card and found out that Alex was a silent, because you can secretly look at someone's card. I haven't played it in forever. I don't even own it anymore, because the you have to play with a lot of people, and I don't have that. You have it. So Annan informed us, Martha and I, that we had a silent in the midst of us, and his name was Alex, and we didn't believe him. And so, yeah, we didn't believe him. And I remember clearly that it's a long game, so we had to pause. And Alex, the silent, and I, the silent that I didn't believe was the silent, went to McDonald's to get everybody lunch, because we didn't cook, obviously, because we were playing. So. And I remember that while we were on the drive-thru to get our food, Alex pleaded his case that he could not understand why Annan was saying that he was a silent when he clearly was not a silent. And I was eating it up, and I was like, I know, man, I don't know. I maybe he's the silent. I know you're not. I know. I trust you.
Yeah, I see where it went.
Yeah, needless to say, we lost that game, and I still call him the silent whenever I see him, which I don't see him anymore that often. But it's like, oh, you silent, you, I don't trust you anymore. That's it. But yeah,
It's funny. At the start of the video, I said to you, it really got my brain whirring when we came up with the topic. Here's the reason. I don't like those kind of games, those hidden trader or ones where you're trying to work out who the spy is or whatever. It's not really my cup of tea. And I've got 2 of those games on this list. And because of that, because of the memory that it just sticks in your mind.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll go on to it, and we'll
Yeah,
you'll
tell me.
see the connection.
Yeah.
The first one, Dead of Winter.
Okay.
We were all playing it as a family and enjoying the game. And then at the end of the game, we found out that our daughter was undermining us the entire time. How did we not notice? I don't know. But she was a traitor, and butter would not melt in her mouth. And it's still now, like, we will still talk about it now as a family.
You
The time
see?
that she absolutely screwed us over in Dead of Winter.
Yeah, I loved. I do enjoy those games. The problem for me is not having enough people, and I also think, because I played the thing at a con at Dice Tower, it was a lot of us, and yes, I enjoyed it, but I don't have any memories because I didn't know the other people. So to me, whether they betrayed me or not, well, they're just a person trying to get to their own goals. But when you play with like your daughter, and your daughter is a traitor, which daughter,
And
by the
so
way?
good at it as well. Like, so good at it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
she deserved an Oscar.
Which one? Which one of your
This
daughters?
was Amanda.
Amanda. I figured it was Amanda because she.
Screwed us over.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that you got betrayed by your own daughter.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go to mine, and then you can tell us about the other traitor in the family.
Oh,
So this one was actually another first. So this is about World of Warcraft, but it's not really about playing the game. Just up here. Yeah, right there. You see the girl's face? Oh my gosh, right there. So that was actually my first board game that I ever owned. I have played board games with other people, but this was the first board game I ever owned. And the way that it happened is what's the story is about. So I was in Orlando, and I went to Cool Stuff Inc., which maybe some of you guys still buy games at Cool Stuff Inc. But if not, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Cool Stuff Inc. They used to have every board game. Now Amazon, of course, took over, and and a lot of other places, Miniature Market and all that. But it was my go-to place to buy board games. And they used to have a really small store, and they had a display, and you could look at them. Now you have to buy everything online, but back then. But they had just opened another place. So I went to that new place, and they told me, "Oh, the games are in the back. Go check them out." I didn't know that in the back meant go in the warehouse and look at them.
Oh,
It
you've
was-
just given me another memory. Oh my God.
Can you? I mean, for a person that is just really excited, it's like it's your first, like you know, when I was first into gaming, so you're excited because you don't have any games and you want all of them, you know, and then you're thrown into this warehouse where there's games from here to all the way like higher than you, shelves and shelves and shelves full of games, you know. And I had to pick one. Well, actually, that's not what happened. I was with a friend, so my friend saw me so exciting, and she was talking to her sister in Peru, by the way. So thank you, sister in Peru. And her sister was happy to see me so happy. So she's like, you know what? Tell Annabelle to pick one, and I'm gonna pay for it. And
Oh, lovely.
yeah, so I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and that's the one I picked. And it was basically because I didn't know World of Warcraft, but the box looked huge. It was so cool, and I will never get rid of that one. I am cooling right now. I'm getting rid of a lot of games, but that one's going to stay there. You always see it up there because that was my first game. How can I get rid of it? And plus, I like it. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've reminded me now. It's not on my list, but can I throw it in anyway?
Yeah, please.
Because it's exactly the same feeling that I had. We went to Canada, and Tracy surprised me by taking me to, is it called Board Game Bliss? I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same thing, Annabelle. You walk in, and it's like a smallish shop. They've got a few things on the shelves around it. And then you go through the door at the back, and it's literally a warehouse, like you said, like games like taller than you could ever reach. Just rows and rows and rows of them. And there's a photo that Tracy took of me in there, and I am just in like some kind of delirium, some kind of heaven that I was in there. I could have spent all day in there, but we were on our way to see friends, so we were really rushed. But you know, when you just said there, you walked through, and it was like, you know, that noise that you can get, that wave file. It's like, that's the one, right?
Yeah, it's like Disney World for board gamers. You know, like that kind of feeling, like woo. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. You spurred another one. Have you got any more left? Because I've got one.
I want to hear about your trader.
Oh, okay. So my trader this time was bloody Tracy in Betrayal Legacy. So,
At first I thought Bloody Tracy was the name of the game. It took me a second to realize. Okay.
Betrayal Legacy. And again, like Amanda, just butter would not melt in her mouth. And she was the traitor. And like I said, I don't like those games, but we all were just cackling so much and had such a hoot when it all came out that it's just stuck with me, and it'll never not be with me. So funny.
Is Betrayal Legacy like Betrayal on the House of the Hill? Is that the one?
It is, yeah, but it's a legacy version, so
Okay.
you can play. Yeah,
Oh, that game is awesome. I love that game. I love the twist. I've only played it, I haven't played it because, again, it takes a lot of players. But I love how, when you finally, there's something in the game. There's like two parts of the game. Am I wrong about this?
I think do you know what? It's been a while, but I think there is, and I think there, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm like misremembering, I think it uses an app as well. The legacy version.
The Legacy.
Sure,
Okay.
there was an app,
Yeah, to me that's so genius how
puzzles and things.
I remember the last time I played. I think I was the trader, by the way, and yeah, but we didn't get to finish it. Something happened. I don't remember what, but there comes a point in the game when the whole game kind of stops and people have to read. And because I'm the trader, I read something and then other people read. I think I remember something like that. And then the mechanics, not the mechanics, but the whole. In the way it's not the mechanics that change, but your objective changes because now you know who the trader is, and it's something like that. It was so good.
I can't remember because my memory of it, my core memory of it, is when that happened and the whole table just been like, wow.
Yeah, it's so unexpected. It was so unexpected. Well,
That's a good game though. If you like the normal one, you would love the legacy one.
right, but I need more people.
You need more people, yeah.
Anybody want to move to Florida and play games? Anybody?
Anyway, putting the call out on the internet. Anybody?
It's nice and warm here. I think my last one that I did put on the list. I think I've talked about this one before, so I'm just going to mention it briefly because it's just for me, it's such a good memory, and it's the Queen's Gambit. If you guys know about the Queen's Gambit, it's a $600 game, out of print and the whole 9 yards. And I went to Dice Tower and I saw in the library that they had it, but I don't know how to play it. I don't know how to set it up. I don't know anything. So the whole weekend I was eyeing it. I would go to the library, I would make my rounds and figure and see, no, it's still there. Still, nobody's picked it up. And then I remember me and my friend were going somewhere. And we walked by and there it is, all set up, and somebody was asking for players. And I don't remember where we were going because who cares? My friend turned to me and said, no, just go ahead. I know you want to play that. Forget it. We'll do whatever we're going to do. We'll do it later. And I was like, thank you, dude. So I went over and I got to play it. And it was, it's not a game that I will buy, but it's a game that I wanted to experience just because, I know how much it cost. And it really is.
Around that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great experience, and I understand why it would cost. I mean, maybe not that much, but why it would cost a lot. It does. It is a pretty intrinsic.
Yeah, it's multi-level, isn't it? That one.
Yes, it is multi-levels. Yes, you have 3 things going on. You have like the whole movie going on in front of you. You have the battle with the droids and the Jar Jar Bing guys. I don't remember what they're called, but the Jar Jar Bing guys, and then whatever their race is, I don't remember. And then you have the Queen Amidala's castle in the middle, and you have to go try and save her because she gets kidnapped, I believe. And then on this side, you have little Anakin stealing one of the bad guy, the bad people ships, and you have Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan battling Darth Maul. So all of that in one game. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's good that you got to play that one though. I've always wondered about that one myself because the hype around it is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it is one of the best Star Wars games you can get, right?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you like. I like Imperial Assault, if you ask me, but then again, I'm a dungeon crawler person. So Imperial Assault is Descent, but with the Star Wars theme. But it's pretty much the same game, and I love Descent. It's one of my favorite dungeon crawlers, although now there's many others. I just discovered a really cool one called Maladum, which has like walls and stuff, so the dungeon looks really cool. And a viewer, I think it was yesterday or today, I saw a comment that they asked me, have you played Core Space? And when I went to look at Core Space, it's Maladum, but in space. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to go spend more money. So
what was it called?
Maladum. Yeah, I can't pronounce those things. I don't know where it is either. Maladum.
Maladum. Okay. I'll look
Maladum, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, there's already a run through on the channel if you want to check it out, guys.
Oh, you've got to run through already?
Oh
That's what
yeah.
I'll do.
I did an unboxing and then my camera decided not to. I don't know what I did, but it didn't. So and I lost the main camera, which is the top, so I couldn't post it. So I was like, okay, well then a run through it is, and I did a run through, and it's if you even if you don't enjoy the mechanics of the game, I think that you would enjoy the look of the game. It's one of those games that looks beautiful on the table. So
Yeah. All right. Is that it? You've done your list?
yeah, that's that.
All right. What game are we going to play? What are we doing? Are we doing box art? Are we doing a question? What would you like to do?
It's up to you. That last time it was my question, which you couldn't answer, by the way. I'm still mad at you about that.
Oh, this is a Starlight question?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself.
Yeah. Very good, very good. So today I'm going to let you run with it, and
Let's just put a part of a box art up.
Okay.
Let's do that. So
Okay.
like a really zoomed in part of a box art.
okay,
And,
but let's do this. Let's after you do that, how are we going to tell them what it is? Because I don't want to wait.
Next video.
How about this? How about you put the thing and then put the name of the game after like 10 seconds?
All right, here it is here. What game is it?
What game is it?
You get it? Tell us in the comments. No fibbing. Did you get it before we said the answer?
Okay.
I've chosen a really like a world famous game.
World famous game? World
Even
famous.
non-gamers might know this game.
Was it on the list? On any of our
It
lists?
wasn't on the list. It
It
wasn't on
wasn't
the
on
list.
us. Okay.
Just-
I tried to give you guys a hint. So there you go. Okay.
You ready for the
Fine.
answer?
I'm ready.
Ticket to Ride. It's right there.
Ticket to
That's
Ride.
why I chose it. Ticket to Ride. Now, I feel like if people didn't get the answer to that, for shame.
Talking about shame. Is that a reference to Game of Thrones, by the way?
It was, yeah.
Okay. One of the jurors went to the studio tour. He had it's really cold in the courtroom. So we were all wearing like a lot of stuff. By the way, I'm in jury duty. So one of them was wearing a Game of Thrones. Yeah, because you guys don't know, but he was wearing the jacket. So I was like, a geek amongst us?
Yeah.
So I asked him a bunch of questions, and he told me how
Annabelle.
cool. Yeah, he told me how cool it was, and we were talking about the whole. So yes, Game of Thrones.
Very good. You know what? I never finished that show, and I kicked myself.
Ah,
I stopped watching it.
You should finish it. I mean, the ending is. Some people didn't like it.
Well, I know how it ends as well now, so I'm like, eh.
That's probably why you haven't finished, because now once you know the end, then what's the point? But no, watch it. It's a good show. The dialogue. I love shows that have good dialogue, like interesting dialogue. This might be too much dialogue, but it was really very well written,
Yeah. Yeah, great show. All right.
All right, so that's it. So tell us maybe some funny stories in the comments below, and we can read and laugh. It could be good memories or bad memories. We'll take them both.
Take them both.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
May you play more games.